Hi, I'm Katie with askSlim. Today I'm going to highlight an opportunity that's showing up on our cycle low timing tracker here. This is the tool that we developed to help our members spot possible opportunities that might be setting up, both coming into cycle low timing windows and also coming out of them for the symbols on our focus list. This is updated daily and you can see that there are several components to it, but today I'm going to talk about this component right here, which is labeled in sync. Now, we perform cycle analysis on our focus list symbols in both the weekly and daily time frames. When a focus list symbol is in a cycle on the daily chart that ends in a time window that corresponds with a time period on the weekly chart, when that weekly cycle is ending, then those cycles are said to be in sync and they show up in this box on the cycle low timing tracker. These symbols are generally expected to show weakness and possibly even breakdowns due to these multiple cycles trying to put in bottoms and form lows at the same time. And there are opportunities there. So we're going to go over to the charts and see what this looks like. And the symbol that we're going to highlight is this one, /CL, which is light crude futures. This is a 5-year weekly chart of light crude futures, and we have placed cycle brackets on the bottom. This black one is a large dominant 72-week cycle that is broken down into these minor third cycles. Now, the brackets themselves are just a drawing tool that represents the ideal. The actual cycles are outlined up around the candlesticks. We also have these blue vertical dashed lines over here on the right, and those represent a period of time of several weeks around this ideal cycle trough when we're anticipating this major cycle as well as this final minor third cycle to form a low. That period of time runs from January 9th to February 17th. And again, that's the ideal. So you can see that we are targeting this $62 level, which is the cycle low support from way back here at this prior cycle. Now we also have negative momentum on this chart with our proprietary momentum indicator, the reversal scout, having turned purple. Now, crude oil futures were in the in sync box on the cycle low timing tracker. So that means that the cycle we're in on the daily chart is going to end within this time period on the weekly chart between January 9th and February 17th. So let's go and take a look at that on the daily chart. This is a 2-year daily chart of crude oil futures, and the cycle analysis on this chart shows a dominant 44-day cycle broken into two minor half cycles. So if I go and highlight this dominant cycle, you'll see that the trough is due on January 24th, plus and minus a few days for the ideal. So that is within that cycle low timing window from the weekly chart. Remember that I said that symbols in the in sync box are generally expected to show weakness and maybe even breakdowns. And crude oil has broken down below this cycle low support yesterday. And so we are expecting rallies to fail and for crude oil futures to move lower throughout the cycle. And that's the possible opportunity that we are seeing set up. Now let's talk about entries for a moment. I created this resistance zone here using this high right here and yesterday's low. So we have a bullish candle today so far, but momentum is negative in here with both the reversal scout as well as the slim ribbon. If crude oil is able to get up into this resistance zone, then that would be a sell zone and we would enter on a shift back to negative momentum on the lower time frame charts. We often use the 2-hour chart for this, or for a momentum continuation to the downside signal on the slim ribbon PO, like the one that we got right here. So let's pretend that we're getting that entry signal now. What kind of a trade could we do? Let's go over to the Tastyworks platform and take a look. This is the Tastyworks platform. If we go to the trade tab right here and then we switch over to active mode, we can pull up the futures in the watch list here. So one of the things that you could do would be to simply short crude oil futures. So here are crude oil futures, and you would just come over and click sell. But that uses a lot of capital. As you can see, it is your buying power effect is right here. That's greater than $15,000. Now, if you would like to use less capital, you could also use the micro crude oil futures and short those. Here are the micro crude oil futures, and if you shorted those, you would see that you would be using just over $1,000 of capital to short those micro crude oil futures. Now, if you prefer to use options, we could switch back over to the table mode and load in crude oil futures. I'm going to go to the January 17th expiration cycle because that corresponds closely with the weekly and daily cycle timing window that we talked about. So if we were getting an entry signal right now and you wanted to buy a put, the least expensive in the money put is at the 74 strike. 73 and a half, we're right around that price level right now. Let's just say it's 74, and that's going to cost you $4,840 because the notional on crude oil futures is 1,000. You would pick up about 49 short deltas. Going further in the money will get you additional short deltas, but of course it will also cost more. So buying a put is somewhere in between shorting the futures and shorting the micro futures in terms of capital usage. Finally, you could also do a debit spread. Doing a $1 wide debit spread will cost you about $500. Again, that's because the notional on crude oil is 1,000. So 500 is your max loss and your capital requirement, and the other 500 is your max profit. Now you can go wider if you like, but if you go up to a $2 wide spread, then that uses the same capital approximately as shorting the micro futures, but with the spread, you're capping your profit potential. Now you can also go narrower down to a 50-cent wide spread. Your max loss and capital requirement are 250 and your max profit is also 250. To learn more about all of our tools and services and to follow our trade ideas, please visit our website at askSlim.com.
Announcing the askSlim marketing partnership with Tastyworks. Open an account through our site today. I want to take you to our website so that you can see how you can open up a Tastyworks account just by clicking on our own site here at askSlim.com. This is the main page, and there are a couple of ways that you can do it. You can see up here where it says Marketing Partners and Tastyworks, and you can click on that, or you can go to this little arrow here on the carousel, click left one time, and you can see that it brings you to the Tastyworks account opening page. Just a great partnership that we now have with them at askSlim.com with Tastyworks, and click anywhere in here and you'll be able to be taken to the place where you can open an account. Great commissions, cap commissions at $10 maximum per opening leg for listed options, and unbelievable bonuses that you can see here, up to $2,000 for opening an account. It helps us, of course, if you open an account at Tastyworks through askSlim, and of course it helps you through these big savings and using what Forbes says, and we agree, as the best options trading platform out there. You've seen Katie as she has illustrated using this platform, and we're going to do more and more of that going forward. So we wanted you to see that. Please do open an account at Tastyworks today. Get these great commissions and the bonuses for opening an account. Thanks.
Yeah.